Hey, good evening. So I'm getting ready to watch tonight's game, Blackhawks and New York Rangers. This is the first time I've done a live stream here where I'm watching a game. I know other people do it. Tonight is, you can tell by the title, it's Blackhawks and the New York Rangers. Original six matchup. No, I'm not wearing my Hawks jersey. I probably should have put it on. I don't know why the hell I didn't. Um, But you know what? I do have my Hawks hat right over here, my trusty Blackhawks hat. So let me get that put on, folks. There it is. There we go. Now we're set. Now we're set. Uh, well, the Hawks, hopefully they can come out and have a much stronger performance than they did the other night in New Jersey. I mean, if you look at this stretch here, you got, this game tonight, you got two more at home against the Capitals on Sunday morning, late Sunday morning. Then the New York Islanders are here, and then the Hawks are off on a nice long break. So we'll see. I mean, you'd love to get 2 points here. I mean, you're what? 8 points out. What are you like? 8 points out of a playoff spot, or they just can't afford any more. You know, you know, faltering. I mean, you're gonna have to be. If you can pick up, 2 points tonight, 2 points on Sunday, 2 points, against the Islanders on whatever is that Tuesday, heading into the break. Um, it would be a huge thing going into with some kind of confidence. I'm not saying it's impossible to make a run, but it's probably not going to happen with this group. They're just not good enough, offensively or defensively. Oh, and Colin Delia is getting the start. Thank God. I mean, every time the Hawks have been there, I mean, I know they haven't won in his last few starts, but it's not because of him. I mean, you look at Delia's really, I mean, played well. Although his last couple, you could say maybe he was a little iffy. Um, should have played the other night. I mean, he did play the other night. Gave up just a couple of goals. I mean, out of the 8 goals the Devils scored, 6 of those came on Cam Ward. Ward's not going to be back, folks. So, you got any questions about this one tonight? Please feel free. The Rangers are another team that's going through a rebuild. Yeah, it's weird how the Blackhawks, Rangers, the Kings. These are all teams that have been good in recent, but are kind of having to go through these rebuilds. So we'll kind of have to see. The Rangers have a new coach, the Hawks have a new coach, the Kings have a new coach. It's weird because the Blackhawks and Kings have won multiple cups this decade. So let's see. So we'll see. I mean, this is one of those games you watch. I mean, I am at home. I'm in my basement. You're wondering where I'm at. You'd love to pick up these points against struggling teams. You did beat, the Devils beat your ass, and now, you got to face the Rangers here, who, not that long ago they were in the Stanley Cup final. So it's weird how things can change really quick for a team. You can go from really good to really bad really quick. You can go from that really bad to really good quickly too. That's so things change pretty quick. They've only won one win in their last five at home. No, I'm watching it on NBC Sports Chicago. If you're in the New York and New Jersey and the Chicago markets, you're getting it on your local. If you are elsewhere, it's national. Yeah, and you see that goals against has kind of gone up too. He just needs time. I believe Colin Dealey. I've liked what I've seen out of him. That he could maybe be that number one. The only thing I worry about is his lack of size. I mean, he's what, 6 feet, 6'1", something like that. And so it's kind of strange. I mean, to see. I mean, he just needs time. That's just what That's what not young players they just need. They just need time to develop. And goaltenders always tend to take longer. And so now we're underway. What matchups am I looking forward to seeing? The Strom brothers. You got Dylan on one side, Ryan, the older brother, on the other, and they both got traded this year. Savory battle. This is a good start here. Good shift. That's going to get out to center, and Seabrook's going to have to take it. Yeah, both these teams have had their struggles defensively. But, both teams, there could be some goals. Hopefully we don't see the kind of thing we saw the other night against the Devils. Up turnover. Oh, gosh. And now the Hawks get it back. Now they dump it. Yeah. What NHL arena would I go to other than the United Center? Well, I've got some favorites. I mean, all the other original six I wouldn't mind going to. I would not mind going to, obviously, Detroit is what, a 5 hour, that's like a 5 hour drive away, so I wouldn't mind there. I mean, that new arena is really, really beautiful. The new Little Caesars arena, that one's really nice. Look at Gustafson here. This is the one thing about, Gustafson. He's not afraid to jump in. Hey, shoot it! Blocked. Ooh, somebody hit the deck. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I would love to go to Madison Square Garden. I wouldn't mind going to Montreal or Toronto. I mean, among original six, I wouldn't mind going to the other five. Um, what's the furthest I've ever gone to watch the Blackhawks play? Well, it was just recent. I mean, I drove what, 2 hours to South Bend. So that's it right there. That's an easy answer. You can, if you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you can check out some of those pictures. That's what you want to see. That was blocked. Yeah, I mean, I would. Do you think Chicago will get the NHL All Star game? Look out here. Ooh, that's dumped. Just tune it. Shot. Oh, Yoki, are you? He just missed. Nothing there. So far, the Hawks are controlling the play, which is what you like to see. Much better start. This is what you like to see out of your team. And that's a penalty. That's going to be an offensive zone penalty. Seabrook got dropped. That's going to put the power play out there for the Blackhawks. We know that that's been rolling as of late. The NHL All-Star Game. It's hard to say because, I mean, look, Chicago's getting the NBA All-Star Game next year. So, I mean, are you looking at maybe another 3 years, 2023, 2024? I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, because you got to figure, Vegas is going to get it at some point. You figure soon. Detroit is going to get it soon. Edmonton, those that have the newer arenas, they're probably going to get it soon. You're right. United Center has not had the NHL All-Star Game. They will get the NBA one next year. And that's down. See, the Hawks can set this power play up. Here's Brinkat, Gustafson, Brinkat. Ever since they put Gustafson out there on a power play, their power play has been so much better. Oh, gotta get to that to the net, man. Cleared. Yeah, that's cleared. Yeah, not looking good here. You got now a minute to go on this power play. I mean, they're what, 26th in the league, killing penalties. Oh, nothing. Bad zone entry. See, this is the one thing when the Hawks, their power play has had problems. It's things like that. Their zone entries are not good. Yeah, I mean, this is the one thing. I mean, your power play is part of the problem they were having under Joel. I kind of felt they were just too predictable. Shoot it. Up wide. Live Seabrook. Shoot. Step. Rebound. They score. Brandon Saad. That was 9 seconds left on it. And it's a power play goal. Nice start there. 14th goal of the season for Saad. You talk about Johnny on the spot. This is what you want to see. Look. Watch shoot. Okay. But look, there's the bounce. And then bang. Now you see here, we talk about staying put. And Hawks end up with a lead. Great start. Great start there. Let's see, is somebody watching me? Oh, can't do it like that. So it's Saad, assisted by Anisimov and Seabrook. Time of the goal, 5:41. So if you guys are wondering, so that's the kind of start you like to see. That's a much better start than what they had the other night in New Jersey. We always talk about starts, and remember they had that one bad stretch where they went, what, 11 straight, where they were falling behind early. So that'll do it for the period. 1-0 Hawks. So, uh, um, so other questions if you might have any. Do I shave? I know I do need to shave. I know. So yeah, All Star game. We don't know when that's gonna be. Um, because I think you're gonna see some others get it beforehand. Vegas, Detroit, Edmonton, all that have new arenas. They're probably gonna get it. You would figure before Chicago does. I know Chicago's overdue. The last time it was in Chicago was the old Chicago Stadium. Um, but yeah, I mean they're definitely overdue. They are getting the NBA All Star Game for 2020, so we'll see what happens with that. I just also want to say, there was earlier today a report on the Blackhawks could be looking to move Brandon Saad and Artem Anisimov. You know, something in my nose there. I would not be angry if that happened. I mean, you clear out more space, and we'll see. What ends up happening. I mean, do you? Anisimov is just too damn slow. Can you move him in a package deal? Maybe. I know there were scouts watching the Bruins Flyers game last night. It's all about how you respond. I like how the guys have responded here so far after getting their brains bashed in the other night by the Devils. And you would think the Hawks would have had a better night, no Taylor Hall and stuff. But like I said, I don't care who's in, who's out. There's no easy 2 points. There's Jeremy Colleton. Yeah, you're going to have them from time to time sometimes. For the most part, you would say the compete level's been there. You score 5 the other night. Is that enough to win you most nights? Yeah. But you got such a your D, Yeah, it's all about response. Even good teams are going to have off nights. The key is how do you respond? That's wide. Long one. Blocked. Manajad's one of the guys you got to watch out for when it comes to the Rangers. Um, well, Saad is going to give him more in return because obviously he's younger. For someone looking to, add another, someone with experience, someone. The Hawks are going to get something for more for Saad than they will in these. You would figure, given he's 25 years old, he's been a two-time Stanley Cup winner, he's a proven guy that can score. Anyone that's going to get him would have to be. It would have to be someone who's going to add more. Who's looking to add more scoring. And Delia Holmes. Delia's. He's. What is Delia? 24. Yeah. Look. You think about where he could be when he's 27, 28. Yeah, when he's had more experience. I mean, the Hawks have. I think they found, and just watching him last year in the playoffs. Last year he was like a big part of the reason they made that run, Rockford, to the West Final. I mean, sure, Jeremy Colleton had a lot to do with it. Part of the reason Colleton was hired is his familiarity with a lot of the young guys that are here. Up, turnover. Don't want to do that stuff. Well, yeah, Murphy and Dahlstrom are a couple of guys I can't see them being part of moving forward. Because, I mean, they're big defensemen, and they really just don't have a whole lot in the way of speed. And that's how it is with guys that are big. They're not overly fucking fast. It's one of those things you got to watch for. Look out here. Is that all stopped by Lundqvist? I think the first time we played the Rangers was like one of our better overall games of the year. Now it's back in what? Late October, so. Yeah. So, I mean, Anisimov, you're probably going to get probably some draft picks, probably in the later rounds. Sod, you might be able to get maybe a first round pick, maybe a couple of really good prospects. You never know. The problem with all of this is I just don't trust Stan Bowman. Bowman has been such a pain over the last handful of years. I really can't. I feel that I just can't trust him, which is natural when you've struggled for the past year and a half. You just can't really. It's hard to put faith in a GM that you kind of figure is out of date with how today's NHL is. What is my biggest fear regarding the Hawks today? My biggest fear is that they become like the Bulls. No titles in 20 years. And a lot of that is because of freaking loyalty by an idiot owner named Jerry Reinsdorf. I don't want that to be the Hawks for the next decade plus. Excuse me. Sorry if I just farted here on camera. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, we missed that. Stop by Adelia. Ooh, that's Ryan Strom. Yeah, his brother Dylan. It's weird how they both, and they're both high picks. Both of them have been high picks. I mean, in their draft classes. Yeah, they both were, high picks. Ahead. Stop by Lundqvist. Rinaldo. Love to see Yoki Haru get his first NHL goal. That'll be offside. 8:57 to go in the first. 1-0 Hawks. So, yeah, I mean, Bowman is just, you can't trust him. I mean, he's a big part of the reason this team went from good to bad. I think there was a lot of anger that they decided to let Joel go instead of Bowman. But now you got to wonder, is Bowman going to be gone after this year? Who do I think can replace Bowman? I don't know. I mean, I can't really give you any legit name right now. The only thing I will say is it's going to have to be somebody who is not going to be stupid like him. It's going to have to be someone um, who's not going to overcommit to their core, who's going to evaluate everything from the top to the bottom. That's what Bowman doesn't do. He's he's just not a good evaluator. I mean, it's like he doesn't think about what he's doing. It's like John McDonough says they don't make reactionary moves. Yeah, they do. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that at all. Because, see, here's the thing. Bowman is out of date with what today's NHL is. Look at all the guys that he's brought back. Chris Versteeg, Andrew Ladd, Johnny Oduya, Brian Campbell, Patrick Sharp, Brandon Saad, Marcus Kruger. Only Chris Versteeg came back and won a second cup. That tells you something. Right. That tells you something. Now we're back at action. Ooh, Gustafson. Could have shot that. Dump it. Yeah. Ooh, try to center that. Ooh. I mean, one of the things that is such a problem is Bowman. I mean, his lack of judgment. Like the one move what move would I never? Well, I'm not going to forgive him as long as I live, really, for murdering this team. Well, that's the obvious. Rebound, nope. Oh, yeah, nice job by Delia. Sent that all the way out, and it's icing. The Strider's down. All about simple plays. Just get it to the net. No. The move that no. Bowman is not a part of this team's moving forward. He can't be. The one move I will never forgive him for, obvious, is the obvious. You trade out an elite level talent, a rising star like Brooke Panarin. That's like the Bears trading out Brian Urlacher. I stopped by Delia. It's like, imagine if the Bears had traded out. Oh, Lundqvist, stop that and it'll hold. I mean, there's no way I can forgive for that kind of thing. I knew we were fucked when that trade happened. Not to mention Nick Chalmers. But trading out Panarin, a rising young star, not to mention our best defenseman at the time, I don't think you can't forgive for that kind of shit. I mean, trading out Panarin is like what the Raiders did trading Khalil Mack. And it's like imagine if the Bears would have traded Brian Urlacher. Or the Cubs trading Chris Bryant. It's just stupid. You should have shot that. Jesus, Gustafson. You got to learn to shoot immediately. scored. That's the league for you. That's how the game is. Defense at one end, offense at the other. Now it's a 1-1 hockey game. I mean, Gustafson should have shot this right away. Immediately. He did not need to try to wind up there. I mean, that's the thing about the league. It's defense to offense. And you know who's the architect of a lot of that? Joel Quenneville. He is the architect of a lot of that. No, and that's one thing I worry about there. Why is Jokiharju playing on the left side? It's not his natural side. You don't play. I mean, this is where an experienced coach and, you know, I understand coaches sometimes they like to experiment and stuff, but there are certain things you just don't do. You keep a guy on his natural side. His natural side is where? No. His natural side is the right side. Minutes to go, 1-1. Because that's the game. The NHL is speed. Who's the architect of that? Defense at one? Yeah. It's Joel. Joel Quenneville is the reason the game has changed. Because everybody now models their game that way. Well, first off, Jokiharju should be playing on the right side. And this is where a coach like Colleton is going to have to learn as a coach. Don't play someone out of position. I understand coaches like to try maybe an experiment with new things, but it's not something you want to get into a habit of doing. If you know that a guy is better suited as on the right side, you keep him there. So it's 1-1 after the goal. And, you know, the one thing I worry about with Delia is like with Antti Ranta. He's not an overly big goaltender. He's athletic. And he moves really well. But that lack of size, when you look at him and he goes down, there's a lot of net up top. See, watch this here. Jokiharju, he gets caught behind. See, this is the thing about guys like this. I know everyone says, well, every player's got weaknesses. Don't tell me Jokiharju doesn't. Look, like most young guys, they've got to get faster. They've got to get stronger. Look, defensemen take longer to develop. Hopefully, as Jokiharju gets older and he gets stronger and he gets faster, remember, he's 19. It's hard for guys that are that young to jump into the league at that age, for a defenseman in particular. Right, and that's again, I was at the draft and they said his defense is going to have to improve. That's the thing with a lot of these young defensemen. They are stuck. Oh, net came off. That's the thing about, defensemen. It's not right. They're going to have to get, they're going to have to learn when to pinch, when not to, when do you take chances, when to stay at home. Look at Erik Karlsson. For years and years, he was always taking chances offensively. But now he's learned to evolve himself into someone more well-rounded. I'm not saying Yoki Haru can't be good. He is a first round pick, 2017, 29th overall. I was there the night he got drafted. The draft, remember, was held here. But again, he's 19. He's freaking 19. The cat. Here it is. Oh, stop by Lundqvist. Wow. That's the thing. I mean, defensemen don't develop as quickly. Why? It's a difficult position to learn. And I think the way defensemen are now, you get a lot of them that like to jump in and get involved offensively. It's one of the, that's the way defensemen are nowadays. Again, no, well, no. I mean, Yoki Aryu's not overly big, but I mean, but again, it's growing pains. That's the thing about these young guys. There's gonna be those growing pains. You see it with Dahlstrom. You see it with, you've seen it with Gustafson. You're seeing it with even a guy like Yoki Haru. I mean, the thing though is what's changed about, since Joel's been gone is Colleton's letting guys play. That would not have happened. That would not have happened under Joel. Like, look at the game against Calgary where Dylan Strome took 3 penalties. Joel would have benched him the next game. You don't see that. You do not see that with Colleton. Colleton's just letting guys play. He's letting guys play. Because that's the only way they're going to learn. They're not going to learn by being benched. That's just the reality. You got to let guys play. And you've seen that with, the Chicago Bears. You've seen it with the Cubs. It's just you got to let guys play. You let them play. You evaluate them. See what you like, what you need to get better with. That's what you do. You evaluate as they play. Wow. Darn it. See, this is where, again, just poor defending. Somebody's got to help out the goaltender. What was that? Zuccarello. And this is the thing. I mean, look. The Blackhawks just don't have enough in terms of defender. Yeah, I mean, look, watch this here. I mean, this is just get it back to the point. Just shoot it. It's one of those bounces. Yeah, Matt Zuccarello, who's always had good wheels. I mean, the problem is defensively. It's not goaltending. It's goaltending has not been a problem. It's their crappy defending. And a lot of it has to do with the mindset. A lot of guys want to be offensive minded. As a defenseman, you can't, your first job is you have to be able to defend first. That's your number one job. For a defenseman, offense has to be secondary. I mean, it's hard when you have a bunch of guys who are trying to be offensive minded. Creates problems. got to have the ability to defend, and that's what a lot of these guys don't have. You're going to have to bring in some veteran defensemen. Right. You're going to have to bring in some help defensively. Who do they have? That's not going to help them. Bringing up what? I mean, you're going to have to bring in someone who is proven, some help, veteran guy. You look, this group, they cannot. There was an article on the athletic.com that they cannot come back with the same defensive group. If they come back with the same defensive group, I'm not going to be happy. They have to learn to upgrade. You can't. If you try to gamble on guys saying, they'll be better next season, they'll be better the year. Not so fast. They are bad. You got to move on. You suck. You can't defend. You're not that good. Trying to get better internally doesn't work. You got to upgrade your fucking roster. That's where, you don't, that's where I don't trust Bowman. And that's it. They just can't change. Well, it's hard to win when you're behind. 12-9, the shots in favor of the Hawks after one. So after one, 2-1 New York